Thank you very much, Seema. Good evening, everyone. And once again, it goes without saying, one of the greatest atmospheres in snooker.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Jiahui to break.
And it's Jiahui who's going to get the first frame underway. He come down the steps there, smiling away. He won't have witnessed anything quite like this. It's got its own atmosphere here, hasn't it, Stephen? Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like a rabbit in the headlights at the moment. He's caught that break-off shot way too thick, so it might take him a few shots to settle down. So Mark Allen will try to keep him in that state, try and keep him off the table, keep him nervous.
Yeah, and I noticed Mark was out on the table. The players are allowed 10 minutes on the practice table here before play begins. Some players take the opportunity to go out there, some don't. He's a wonderful player to watch, Mark Allen. I love his cue action. It's short, sharp, and very little can go wrong with it. A referee having to find a tricky little spot for the pink. It's got to go as near to its own spot and a direct line behind it, in line with the black and blue. Olivia Martel officiating this evening from Belgium. You need a steady finger to get that pink in the middle of the reds.
Eight.
How's your luck, Mark? It could have been better than this because he couldn't have hit it any better than he did there. So this is a tricky red down the cushion. Might be able to pot one into the left corner. Just about. Always nice to knock that type of shot in. When you're tucked up on the cushion, it requires first-class cueing. And it looks as if Mark's going to take full advantage of that poor break-off shot from Jiahui, who probably was quite nervous
18.
on his first shot here.
$19.
Mark will be disappointed with that shot. That was not good. Want it to be past the blue, to have an angle to just drop on a red at this end of the table. So cue ball's got to do a bit of distance now. Couldn't have given it much more.
Just come up a fraction short. Another roll on the cue ball there and he would have been on the red to the right of the black. As it is, it's the end of break. But But that shot that he played on the blue, he created so much power.
Mark Allen, 24.
And we might get a chance to show you his backhand. He holds the cue very, very lightly, Stephen, doesn't he? And it's amazing how he gets so much power onto it.
Yeah, his technique is probably different to virtually every other top player in the game, Mark Allen's. It's all about timing. And that blue, he timed it. He could have played it much better. Timed it beautifully, but just a couple of rolls short. But Mark will know how dangerous this opponent is if he lets him start and enjoying himself, lets him relax in this arena. So he'll want to stamp his authority on this match as soon as possible.
Well, he won't be enjoying it too much if he's going to finish up in that sort of position every time he comes to the table. That was an excellent safety from Mark Allen there. He's looking at the two cushion escape. And just to flick the two reds there that are just to the left of the pink. Now a long way off, but
Foul and a miss.
oh, doesn't want to leave a free
Mark Allen,
ball.
4.
No free ball. It'll be put back, I would think. Mark's going to have a look here, but you'd rather miss it by that margin with your first attempt. The last thing you want to do is hit the red thick.
Mark, thank you.
A little bit closer this time.
Foul and a miss. Mark Allen, 4.
I don't think he can see the reds to the right of the table, so he won't be warned. If he could see the reds to the right, the referee would warn him. 3 misses and you lose the frame, but that's not the case here.
Foul and a miss. Mark Allen, 4.
Mark quite content to just sit there and wait for the outcome of this escape. Played it well, a wee bit unlucky to catch the blue on the way down. The only problem with the red that's on to the right corner, the cue ball, he'd have to play some sort of little cannon to leave himself on the black, because there's no path round the back of it, I don't think. So this is quite an important shot, this. You know, he got the cannon absolutely perfect. He was on the black and somehow the red stayed out, but judged the cannon to perfection.
One.
A chance that he wasn't expecting to get. So let's see if he can settle straight away in this match. He is a wonderful player, this Chinese player.
8.
Could have won the World Championship a couple of years ago. Luca Purcell, what a win. He was. This player was 14-5 ahead.
9.
And Luca come back and beat him, and then went on to beat Mark Selby. But it looked at one stage that Jiahui could have been a world champion.
Yeah, I think once he settles down, I think Jiahui will love this atmosphere. He
16.
thrived at the Crucible in the one table situation, wasn't phased at all, and I don't think he'll be phased here either. Just needed a couple of shots like this, easy shots. Oh,
17.
that's gone wrong. He's pretty aggressive in his shot choice, so he may fancy the black. Yeah, he's no hesitation in getting down to it. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. A very, very aggressive player.
24.
Huge future, I think this young man's going to have in the game.
$25.
Well, that's a couple he's potted into either middle pocket, and he's made them look very easy. The black into the left. You know, it's tough enough on these really tight pockets just to shoot the black in without using a cue ball. Now he's got to
32.
try and concentrate on the black here.
$33.
Maybe a bit straight on it, which means he's limited to what he can do with his cue ball now. Yeah, just a slight angle. Needs a bit of power. So far, so good.
40. $41.
Yeah, going back to that black and then left middle. Just loved the way there was no hesitation. Just fully committed to the pot. Knew that he was leaving. Probably a chance for Mark Allen to win the frame. Should have missed it, but there was no thought of that. Just 100% commitment.
Just gone a little further than he intended.
48.
He was hoping to leave the red that's 2 from the pink. He's still on it, but he wanted to be straight on it. So it's a change of plan. It's the other one into the left middle pocket. Had he have been straight on the one that I mentioned, 2 from the pink, just a matter of potting that and getting nicely on the black again. So that's made quite a difference. Good recovery pot, but he can only tuck in behind the green or brown now. And you know where he's sitting here with the cue ball? It reminds me in that semi-final match against Luca Bissell, 14-5 in front, and he could have tucked in behind a colour, Stephen, and he took the blue on, and it changed the match completely. I remember it was just like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't curb his aggressive style at all. I think that'll just gradually come into his game in the next few years. I would not change a single thing about the way he plays at the moment. Because, let's say, go back to that black. When you just get down and take these pots on, it puts a fear of God into your opponent. Because they just don't know what you're going to go for next.
He may have got away with that. He didn't hit that as he intended. That was a poor safety shot. You see Jiahui there. He could quite easily have left this one over the pocket. Definitely didn't make contact on the red as he intended. He was hoping to be over behind the yellow with the cue ball and near the cushion. As it's turned out, it's not a bad shot. There's no easy safety shot on for Mark, so he may have to take a pot on here. And that's just a containing safety, and the way Jiahui pots, you wouldn't say it was safe. That's far too risky along the cushion and these tight pockets. Is that point going to pull up? This is a fast table.
One.
If you're Mark Allen already, you're thinking, you know, obviously it's the first frame, you still think you're going to win the match, but you don't like what you're seeing in terms of Jiahui is completely settled now and looks like he's just loving this now. He's not missing anything. He's not refusing anything. He's got a match in his hands tonight, Mark Allen.
Jiahui won.
Not a bad way to finish that effort. Just looking at Mark, he's got to try and nestle on this red that's behind the black. He could go twice across the table to do that. And even then, if he made contact, he could put it into a potable position. So this is a bit of a problem. If he plays for the one that's over the near his hand there now, that's just as difficult. But he is one of the best players of the game at getting out of this sort of situation. He reads the table and he knows the angle so well. Can he judge this one? That's the one he's looking for. So twice across, and hope to nestle on that one behind the black here. It's a great effort.
Thanks, Mark.
You could hear the referee just saying, thanks, Mark, for letting him have a look. That's just in case he doesn't get out of the snooker. He knows exactly where the cue ball would have to be replaced. Just a precaution. I'll tell you what, this player, I mentioned it before, one of the best at judging angles and escaping from snookers. He's up there with Mark Selby. target there in behind the blue. That white was heading there if it didn't catch the yellow. And the same thing will apply for Mark. He'll be trying to get the white down near that blue. It's okay. The red near the pocket. It could clip in, but it you wouldn't fancy it. You'd want the white further across the table to be taking that on. Yeah, he's looking at it, but it's so thin and not guaranteed to drop in. He could wobble it in the jaws of the pocket. So can he hide the cue ball this time? Down towards the blue again. Now who's going to be the first player to get that cue ball in behind blue or yellow? That red on the cushion behind the black spot might be in the way of Mark attempting to do that off the one that's away from the cushion. See, if the cue ball was anywhere to the right of the blue spot, this red near the pocket would cut in. Got to make sure you don't leave that shot available. A little bit harder and he'd have been right in behind that blue.
Mark Allen, absolutely. No thoughts of trying to play the red in the middle of the cushion, thin contact, and a cue ball back to baulk, because obviously a chance of leaving a long pot on, but in the end, he tried to play a containing shot. And to be fair, it's quite a bad misjudgment. Didn't expect Jiahui to miss that.
But it just shows you these pockets, they're tight. You know, if it touches the jaw, it'll wobble and stay out.
The brown is just causing a little bit of anguish here for Mark Allen. And able to just get, you know, down comfortable on the table, get low in normal position. And wants to just stun across for the pink to the same pocket. Look at the length of the bridge. Wow. In the end, didn't even feel confident or comfortable going for the pot, which surprises me. But it's the way he plays the game, Mark Allen. He's told us that if it doesn't matter how easy the pot is, if he doesn't fancy it, he's not going to take it on. But His opponent wouldn't have turned it down, I'll tell you that.
Keep getting close to getting in behind that blue. Can he see enough of the red? But he might be able to get to the potting angle. But if he played the red into the left corner, he'd cannon the one that's tight on the cushion, and that's the last thing he'd want to do. But I don't think he can see enough of the red to take the pot on. That's very tight, just. Could be enough, not just the containing safety this time. Yeah, it might be worth Mark snooking him in behind the black here, forcing him to take the red that's behind the black spot. There's a few options available. If he tucks him in behind the black and leaves the red in such a way that he might leave it on, the one he's playing. No, decided to head back up. Surprised he didn't think about that, because if he snookers him behind the black, forces him to take the red that's on the cushion behind the black, he might have gained an advantage. He's hampered slightly with the yellow because he can play off this red and get the white back towards the brown there, and blue and yellow. And this is a better effort. He could have him in all sorts of trouble here. No, bit unlucky there to cannon the yellow. This frame, this opening frame's been going about half an hour now. It looked as if Jiahui was going to win it with one visit when Mark left that red dangling in the jaws of the pocket, but just ran slightly out of position.
One.
I wonder what he's going to play next. I think everyone in Ali Pali knows what's coming up with the next shot. Even Jiahui's laughing. He knows where the white's going.
Mark Allen 1.
I'll tell you what, Stephen, he might get a few points out of this because this is not easy to escape from.
Well, it's absolutely vile snooker, isn't it? This is a nasty business.
Now, this is one of the instances where the misrule can, you know, sometimes it's not fair because he's going to do his best to try and land on the reds, but where does he hit to get there?
Well, I mean, I think if he gets within a foot of these, it probably shouldn't be called a miss, but we know how tough the rule is.
Well, he's 17 points in front. I'll tell you what, Mark Allen might be in front without leaving his seat, because this is almost impossible to get out of. Almost.
Foul on the miss.
Well,
Mark Allen 4.
be interesting to see if Olivier Martel calls a miss if he gets closer to the reds, because it's just one of those situations and it's very, very difficult to escape from. The path he's chosen is the only possible way. I think he's now looking at another way, but I think his first choice, but he's got to just miss the middle pocket. It's in the way of two cushions. And now he's tried another way with a swerve.
Foul on the miss. Mark Allen 4. Free ball. Back.
Mark's not interested in the free ball. He knows that he's going to get a few more points from this, but as I say, with 17 points behind and without leaving his seat, he could be in front in a few more shots' time.
Are we? Mark, thank you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, I have never heard an applause like that for someone getting out of a snooker, but it was well deserved.
Yeah, and he got it safe. Yeah, great shot. Screwed it into the cushion with a little touch of check side to square the angle.
It's like a trick shot, isn't it, the way he played that? Nice to see both players smiling, though, there. I mean, the tension out there is amazing, but both players finding time to have a smile at each other. Mark's coming in and pats him on the back. So how did you manage to do that?
One.
Well, he's a left-hander. There's a bit of angle there on the pink. Can he drop in behind that red? Get the white somewhere near the black there. Don't think he can play to cannon it out. He might be able to, but You got to be careful he doesn't sail in behind the black. Very light grip he has. That was a good effort, but the wrong side of the red. But he's in the driving seat. He can put him tight up behind the black again here.
7.
And Jiahui has been in all sorts of trouble in the latter part of this opening frame.
Mark Allen 7.
How many cushions? 1, 2, possibly 3 cushions. The odds are he might hit the yellow with his first attempt.
Foul.
In fact, he hit
And a
the
miss.
blue, believe it or not.
Mark Allen 5.
Well, it does cut in. It's a thin one. Or is he playing the snooker again? It's a very thin snick, this. Well, nicely played.
1.
And moved a few colours as well, which helped his cause there.
Wasn't the best shot.
3.
Mark Allen wanted to be a lot closer to this yellow. It's missable now. Yeah,
5.
played it well. And you'd have to say he used all his knowledge of the dark arts of the game to sort of win this frame. Jiahui at one point did look like he was really enjoying it and potted some
8.
great balls, looked good, but at the end of the day, he's been frozen out the last sort of 10-15 minutes of this frame.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it looked like Jiahui was going to win the opening
12.
frame when he got in and just ran slightly out of position. He had a break of 49. Looks good.
17.
Yeah,
Mark Allen,
Jiahui
17.
stays in the seat. No, he's coming back out. He's not quite finished yet, but barring snookers, it's 1-0 to Mark Allen. Not a bad effort, this. Not a bad effort at all. Unlucky.
Yeah, you would think, Dennis, if we get lots of frames like that that go tactical, Mark Allen is a strong favourite, isn't he, to win them?
Yeah, his experience is going to play quite a big part in this match. But as I say, Jiahui looked very good when he was in the balls. It was just one little positional shot that cost him. That's what we always do when your opponent needs a snooker. In or over, he decides I can't keep that one out. So, just over 40 minutes. It looked like the young Chinese player was going to take the frame, but it's the wily old Mark Allen who takes it, and he leads 1-0.
The second frame, Mark Allen to break.
Yeah, I think for Jiahui to win this match, it's going to be about trying to get in early, trying to win the frames in one visit with his attacking style like that. That may have looked reckless, but I think that's the right way to play for Jiahui, because I just don't think he's going to win many frames if they go tactical. So he's got to try and get in first and score.
Well, he sits in his seat there, and Mark Allen might be tempted to pop the red down into that right corner pocket. He's just looking to see if he leaves the white with the tip of his cue, what he would leave on. So this is a free pot. This will be an absolute cracker if he can pull this off, and we're right behind it. Not quite.
Yeah, that's the difference between the two players. Jiahui went for the first opening red, not really thinking about what he might leave should he miss it. Mark Allen was all about taking the pot on, knowing that he couldn't leave anything if he missed it. So Mark Allen's a risk-free snooker.
The only red he could leave there was the one he tried to double, and it is potable into the right middle pocket, but Mark not even interested.
Well, I mean, at the very least, that's just tough match play. It really is. As I said, it's risk-free snooker. Not always the easiest on the eye, but if it gets the job done, that's all that counts.
Well, you could say that that has opened the reds up. Didn't get the white back on the cushion. It wasn't easy from being tucked up near the cushion there. But look at the table now. If you can get in, that is. Amazing, isn't it? He put so much into the pot there. He forgot a bit about cue ball. He thought he'd automatically finish on the blue. Put everything in the pot there, didn't he, Stephen?
Well, he'll be fuming, Mark Allen, in his chair, doing that. I mean, the middle pocket's always there.
1.
That is not the best positional shot from Jiahui. Should still pot this blue, obviously. But having played a very loose safety shot, he finds himself with the tremendous
6.
opportunity now to try and win this second frame. And as I said, if he's going to win this match, he's got to take advantage of these opportunities. He's got to score.
7.
It's the way Mark Allen plays, his match play snooker is so strong, so tight. There's going to be very few of these chances handed to him on a plate like this has just been.
Because the reds are so open, more or less doesn't matter where he puts the cue ball, he's going to be on a red.
$13.
You can see the wins that Jiahui had
20.
in the World Championship, defeating Sean Murphy, Robert Milkins and Anthony McGill.
21.
So full concentration required here.
Well, there wasn't full concentration with that last shot. He shouldn't have been straight on the black like this. And because of that, it's caused him to play a more difficult positional shot on the red. It's gone wrong, but he
28.
has still got one to left middle. So his concentration did let him down there. A little bit lucky to have this angle on this red, just to screw back for the black.
29.
Just got to concentrate more on his cue ball.
Just about okay.
36. $37.
Well, he's lost the cue ball a little bit
44.
again there. You can see the disappointment. He's pretty good when he switches hands. He's switched to left hand. Oh, and blue's a distraction. Don't blame him for taking a little bit longer, because I think it's just the disappointment of where he's put the cue ball. He was going to rush that shot. See how close he's cueing to the blue. It's I'm not sure about this. Left-handed, awkward bridging. Well, every credit. That wasn't easy with the opposite hand.
Not out of the woods yet. He may have to go in and out of bulk here in order to get on a red. Maybe try and play for the red that's in between brown and blue, because everything's kind of covering each other to the right corner pocket here. Just a little bit pacey.
52.
Well, he's such a terrific potter. But he's faced with a medium length red into this right corner. You know, they're not gimmies by any means. Well, he's fearless, this player. I mean, he's so good to watch. First time at the Masters, and he's out there. Stephen said, I think he's really enjoying the atmosphere of playing in front of 2,200 people here.
If he's going to win the frame this visit, he's got to make sure he properly wins it to stop Mark Allen coming back to the table. Excellent shot. Excellent shot. So this red, he wants to make sure he pots the blue and another red, and that'll stop his opponent coming back to the table and playing for snookers and delaying the result of the frame for, well, it could be 15, 20 minutes. And that would just completely ruin Si Jiahui's rhythm.
$64. $65.
If you can get on that red, it's just away from the two other reds. Every chance that, oh, he's come up a long way short. I was going to say every chance he could make his first century break
72.
in the Masters. You can still pot this in the middle pocket. Well, wouldn't that be something? His second frame
80.
on his first visit to the Masters, and a chance of a century now.
81.
Yeah, this will give Mark Allen something to think about. Bad mistake to going
88.
off. And this young man just showing him what can happen. If he
89.
gives them chances to score.
$94. $96.
Yeah, the shot with the left hand when he was hampered with the blue, that was the shot of this break, really. Oh, that's got a very
99.
fast bounce off the cushion. Surely that bounce is not going to spoil the century break, is it?
103.
Wow. I thought he was going to roll that brown in. Wow, what a wonderful second frame Si Jiahui has played. That magnificent century break levels the scores up. It's one each.
Test between two different styles.
And there are some players that are just so watchable, and he is certainly one of them. Let's head back to the action into frame 3.
Not quite over behind the green. He's left this red for the right corner. frozen out after that in-off in the previous frame. Could do with knocking this one in. Nicely played.
One.
Very good cueing here, but go back to the break-off shot. It's so important these days because the players are so good at the long pots. You've got to hide that cue ball from the break-off shot.
8. Nine.
That was a horrible deceleration of the delivery of the cue there. That's why I
60.
didn't get any action on the cue ball. Played for the red above the black to same pocket. And completely, well, the cueing just collapsed really. And not the best
Mark Allen,
safety
16.
either, so yeah, taps the table mark and is a huge slice of fortune for the cue ball to finish there. As a player, when you hit a shot as badly as Mark Allen hit that black, that sort of stays with you. Even though you got the pot, you know how badly the strike was and how badly they deliver the cue. Jiahui having his own slice of luck. He may have left this red to left middle.
I mean, that shot that he took on there, hampered with the green. He could have come off the side cushion and just nestled into the red. You would definitely have to say that that was a slight lack of experience
1.
trying to play that shot, because he was tight in behind the green, bridging over it to judge it and clip the red and get back up the table. Definitely wasn't the shot to play.
Yeah, he's definitely raw when it comes to some of these decisions, when it's the sort of safety side of the game. But as I said, that will come. That will come naturally. Playing lots of matches, I wouldn't be too bothered about it if I was Jiahui. I just keep playing your own game.
3.
Experience will come playing matches like this.
No problems.
Every time you get punished for a bad shot or a bad shot selection, it stays with you, leaves a scar, and you learn from it.
Four.
Another delicate little positioning of the pink here. The spot's occupied, so direct line with the black and blue there. He's just lining it up, and then it mustn't be touching the red. That it'll be very close to. You certainly need a steady fingers.
10.
Been one of our top referees now for many years, Olivier Martel from Belgium.
11.
He works as a nurse there and gets time off to referee in some of the major snooker tournaments. Wonderful referee.
18.
Not as he anticipated, so he left with a pretty awkward pot into the right middle pocket, the one to the right of the pink. Seems to be the only one he could take on. He'd glance off the pink and head up towards the blue, but the red to the left middle is far too acute an angle. I mean, this one will go in the middle, it will go up in the corner, but that's the angle he's looking at. As I say, the red will go up into the corner pocket also. Cued that beautifully.
Twenty-one. Twenty-two. 27.
Didn't quite get enough left-hand side on the cue ball there. Played for the red above the black. This is a little bit of a thinner cut, and the position is trickier. But that's the sort of shots he's so good at, with that short cue action, getting grip on the cue ball, even when the pot is so fine like that. Still manages to get the action on the cue ball.
$35. 36.
Such a compact cue action that
41.
Mark Allen has his hands quite close to the cue ball. Doesn't pull it back very far before he
42.
delivers it, so there's not a lot can go wrong with it. And it's really suited to these very fast cloths that they play on.
$49.
He just needs the red to secure this third frame. But he'd like to possibly go on and make a century break here.
50.
Couldn't have played that any better.
56.
Straight on this red was no good. He's left a nice little angle, as you can see.
58.
Well, the opening frame lasted over 40 minutes, but I think we said that probably would be the longest frame of this match, and that's proving to be, because it's just one visit and the frame's over for the last 2 frames.
$65. 66.
Yeah, so that poor shot choice of Jiahui when bridging over the green has been severely punished. So hopefully for his sake he remembers that for the future.
73. 74. 80. 81. 84. 86. 89. 93. 98.
I'll tell you what, his cue ball control in this frame has been impeccable. That's a wonderful response from Mark Allen. And the trick shot to finish off with. That's how to respond if your opponent makes a century break. Hit him right back with another one. Mark Allen gets himself back into the lead. 2-1.
I guess you're probably forced to maybe be a bit more attacking, a bit more aggressive, because look at where you are, look at the venue. You want to impress this crowd as well.
Absolutely, and they love it.
They do indeed. Into the final frame before the mid-session interval.
Can he avoid the red that's below the black? And possibly play for black into the same pocket. He's got other options, doesn't have to play for the black. Pink's available, and obviously going back up the table is an option as well. Be surprised if he doesn't play for the black though. Do you know, in the end, I'm not sure he made his mind up completely before he played the shot, because the cue ball is running wild.
Your shot was definitely the shot to play, because he could have played that the same angle, only less pace, and he would have been on the black. Surprised he decided to run around the angles there. He's got away with it though. Mid-session interval coming up after this 4th frame. a straightforward escape here. He'd love to land on the one that's just to the left and behind the black. There is a possible path through to that, but he's looking at the two cushion escape. But if he was to hit the cue ball just short of the right middle pocket, he could come up and land on this red near the black. That, I'm afraid, was possibly the wrong choice again there. He's left a few pots on, so misjudgment from Jiahui.
One. Seven.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3. You'd have to call them very naive shots that Jiahui has played. And in this company,
8.
more often than not, you're going to get punished for them. So I say, you will learn with experience, but you've got to learn quick because the standards are so high.
Ten. $11. 13. 14.
He's potting a lot of balls, but not gaining a lot of points because he's taking the lower valued colors, but just a matter of time before he gets back to the scoring end of the table, or the high scoring end of the table. And
16.
a couple of shots time, he'll have the black available into both corners, I'm sure.
17.
Still got the pink available to him, so don't be surprised if he doesn't knock another sizable contribution in here. Oh, just the pace. Took that into the pocket. Any harder, it would have wobbled and stayed out.
23.
There's the pot success rate, you know. Excellent from Mark Allen, and 92% is not too shabby.
$24. 30. $31.
Yeah, just a little shake of the head there. Too much or more angle on this black than he would have liked. He wanted to be straighter. It's another little cannon that is his sort of trademark. But if he can't get to the red,
38.
yeah, the black's gone. So this red now is missable because you've got to play with a little bit of pace to get back up for the black.
$39.
But having made the century in the previous frame and going nicely here, he's in the groove at the moment, Mark Allen. Again, another little wry smile.
46.
Mark Allen's sort of positional play, you're dealing in millimeters of precision, and when even let's say a millimeter out, you get a shake of the head.
47.
He's got an angle on this red here.
54.
He's 54 ahead, so this might... He can play a cannon here, but he's just thinking, I better get this right, you know, I better finish on the color. But
55.
he hasn't really developed them, but he couldn't risk it too much. He's 55. So there's still going to be enough on the table. He's going to need another red after this black. And was that... Wow, is that... Yeah, I think that might go, you know. It might just pot. Maybe he didn't feel as if
62.
that red would go, so it's one good long pot up into that right corner pocket to secure this fourth frame. Is it there? You bet it's
63.
there.
Again, you see the risk-free snooker, the way he played it, leaving the cue ball tight in the cushion, should the red not have gone in. And this has been top drawer for Mark Allen since that century break from his opponent in the second frame.
Yeah,
70.
just two little mistakes from Jiahui have cost him the both frames. Probably the wrong choice of shot, and that escape there that he played. This is the one I thought he could have played this side of the middle pocket and land on the one that's over to the left of the black. That was risky the way he took that shot on.
Yeah, they're almost like amateurish mistakes, aren't they? Just naive.
Mark Allen 70.
Jiahui, is he going to come back to the table? He is. But unless he gets the snookers, Mark Allen is going into the mid-session interval 3-1 up.
Frame conceded, frame Mark Allen.
Well, Jiahui concedes, so Mark Allen takes a commanding lead in this match, 3-1 at the mid-session interval.
Thank you, Seema. So first things first, a good break-off shot required. And that's much better with the cue ball. Yeah, just a couple of slight errors. Wrong choice of shots cost him both those frames. Couldn't do anything about Mark's century and then the 70 and frame 4. The red next to the black pots, but white would be careering into the red, so no value in even thinking about that one. He's got to keep things a little tight. He's looking at cutting this into the middle pocket. I mean, wow, that is so thin. I mean, that's a wonderful pot. He's unlucky to cannon the brown full ball. He deserved to be on a colour after potting that. Rather unfortunate.
Jiahui 1.
Mark didn't fancy playing the safety shot down the left side of the table because the yellow was in a position where he could have cannoned into it, attempting to get down that side of the table.
It was still pretty granite though, wasn't it? Just keeping things absolutely tight. Wasn't the hardest shot to play down the left side of the table back to baulk, but as I say, just there's no risk involved, or very little risk in any shot that Mark Allen takes, which makes him very, very difficult to beat. Be a similar type of shot here, you would think.
Well, he worked out the percentages and felt if he could knock this in, he'd be on the yellow. He was close, but at least he didn't stick that red up, the one that he missed. There's only the green to sort of use as a covering ball now with the brown and yellow off the spots. This would be some shot. If this goes in the middle pocket from this angle, he'd be on the yellow as well, but wow. Yeah, this red will get the game back to normal as long as he doesn't cannon into the green with it. Well, let's push the red towards the corner, but it's not an easy opener, this, by any means. Well, he couldn't have hit that any harder. What a controlled pot that was. And in a couple of shots' time, he could have a decent opportunity here.
Yeah, I would suggest he's got to play for the yellow of one of these two reds into the right corner here. Get that yellow back up the table, out the way of the black. He's just looking to see, he's thinking 2 shots ahead here. He's thinking the red he's going to play for from the yellow.
Seven.
He was looking at the red above the black. He may play for the red that's to the right of the bunch.
You wouldn't say it's a
9.
good chance just yet.
Ten.
Player can is a choice here. The red above the black is the one he wants to pot next, but he can either can the red to the left or the right of that red. He's got that all wrong. He's not got enough right-hand side on the cue ball off the cushion to take
17.
it further to the left. You see he's missed the red that he wanted to cannon. He's still on that one in a fashion. He's on it nicely. So again, just a tad clumsy with the cue ball in this break.
Well, he's quite a tall player, is Jiahui, but that was a bit of a stretch trying to reach over to play this. And now he's got the extended spider out. This is far from easy because you can't really see. You know, you can't look down the line of the cue.
you.
Well, what an effort. The referee keeping an eye that he
18.
didn't foul a red, but he's faced now with a long blue and the red is right over the pocket. Wee bit of pressure on this. Not a problem.
Yeah, I love the pace he played
23.
at. I didn't overhit it. There was pressure on it, but just delivered the cue beautifully. Timed it to perfection.
24.
That was a better shot than it looked as well, to control the cue ball. Can be tricky when the object ball's in the jaws of the pocket. But that blue would have given him a huge boost of confidence.
31.
He was frozen out for 2 frames. Market breaks of 111 and 70, but the interval probably came at the right time for Jiahui. And how's his luck here? It's pretty good.
39. Forty.
He's definitely a wonderful player to watch, and in that World Championship when he lost in the
47.
semi-final, he was a delight to watch and commentate on.
$48. 55. $56.
He's looked at both the yellow and the brown, but the brown seems to be the better choice.
Yeah, I think it's worth playing a little cannon into the pink here from the brown. He's played on and off the cushion. He doesn't want that cue ball to slip behind the red. That's end of break.
60.
You could say it's a little bit unlucky, but to be brutally honest, it was a poor positional shot. I thought the shot was to stun into the pink. It's quite a big target, the pink or the red. Guaranteed to be on one. So it's a disappointing end to what was a really nice visit to the table for Jiahui. And that's a very, very careless safety shot as well.
Yeah, all he was thinking about was pushing the red safe, but you've got to keep your eye on the cue ball as well. He didn't even think about the white, he just was concentrating on knocking a red safe. A little shake of the head there, and 61-point advantage looks to be a lot, but not the way this player's cueing. Bringing that difficult red that Jiahui tried to knock safe, bringing it back into play. . . No, he hasn't covered it. Good cue ball, but not like Mark Allen to push the red over the pocket like that.
One. Six.
He looked
Seven.
like he was going to take this first frame after the mid-session interval with one visit. He didn't, but it doesn't really matter. It was all about making sure that he come out from that interval and got this opening frame. The only spot available is the
13.
yellow spot.
14.
He looks pretty good when he swaps hands. It's amazing the number of players that do that nowadays.
21.
A quick double.
Jiahui,
No double.
21.
But it was that earlier break of 60 that paved the way. And Jiahui takes the frame, but he still trails 3-2.
Now, so he's got a lot to learn in that respect, but I tell you, he's some putter.
Yeah, it lets you know why Mark Allen is playing this no-risk snooker, because he just knows how dangerous Jiahui is. He's trying to sort of beat him with that, you know, with his nous around the table, his tactical knowledge. But he knows that if he lets Jiahui in amongst the balls, he's going to score. Well, you can see the red's gone near the right corner, but this is very awkward where the cue ball's ended up to try and get the cue ball round the back of the black. It's going to strike this one well. And straight away, unless he's covered the pocket. There is another red near the right cushion that might be available, but good fortune for Mark Allen there. See, half the pocket's available for that red, but you'd prefer to be straight behind it and certainly not playing it left-handed or with the rest.
And because it's not close enough to the pocket, he can't take the one that's over the right side of the table to send it in off that red. See that one? That's near the cushion. The red over the pocket a little bit closer. It would have been a big pocket. It's not a big pocket. You'd have to pot it directly in. So it's left-handed, and there's very little pocket to send this red into. He's had a bit of a result there, Mark, with that red coming back across and blocking the pocket. And there's half a pocket there. He's playing it with his opposite hand. I don't think he can see enough to get the plant, can he? Can he plant the red in? No, wrong choice of shot again. I mean, what? That could cost him the frame.
Well, it should cost him the frame. Yeah, I preferred the red that was near the right cushion. Okay, it was not an easy pot, but I thought trying to play that left-handed. The accuracy was needed was incredible. That was very, very raw, shall we say, as a shot choice.
One.
I've said before, I wouldn't want to change the way he plays, but the important thing when you play these shots is learning from them.
6.
It's all very well having this aggressive attacking style, which is the way I played as well, but you've got to learn. And if Mark Allen wins the frame from this visit, that's the tough lesson.
7.
Not the best positional shot that Mark's
14.
ever played. He's left this much thinner than he needed. Might have to just hold it for the blue. Which he was
15.
able to do.
Twenty. Twenty-one. 26. 27.
You could see there very little movement with the cue, and then just that short little backswing, and then delivered the cue in a straight line. Very effective.
$32. 33. 40. 41.
He hasn't done a lot wrong, Jiahui. It's 3
48.
frames where just the wrong choice of shot has cost him. Well, it's cost him 2 frames already, and this looks like it's going to be a third.
49.
Yeah, and this level of tournament, this level of opposition, as I've said already, you have to learn quickly.
56.
Yeah, you certainly
57.
learn quickly, don't you, when you're having to sit in your seat and watch your opponent punish that mistake. Yeah, this was the wrong choice for me. I
64.
mean, there was only half a pocket. He switched hands. He was asking a bit too much there.
65.
I suppose it has to be said, Mark was a little, a little fortunate to cover the pocket, but he would have been delighted when he seen Jiahui taking that difficult shot on.
70. $71. $78. It's a fly. Yeah, it's a fly. I think it's, yeah, that fly.
There's a dead fly. That's unusual. How would a dead fly get onto a red ball?
Gone. $79. $86. $87.
I'll tell you what, Mark Allen's looking very sharp out there. He's already had 111 in frame 3.
94.
70 in frame 4. This looks like another century. Oh, can you believe it?
94
No century
Mark
break, but he
Allen.
won't be too
Jiahui.
disappointed.
Frame Mark Allen.
One mistake from Jiahui, and he was kept in his seat. And Mark Allen now leads by 4 frames to 2.
It widens you up a little bit, you know, and yeah, it's good experience.
He's not getting that white over past the green. I think he can get through to this one for the right corner. It's so important to get that white into a safe spot.
One.
Well, he's tucking up behind the green. He looked at the brown as a possible pot.
Mark Allen 1.
He's keeping things very tight, waiting for his opponent to slip up, as he has done a few times.
Foul and a miss. Mark Allen 4. Free ball.
He can put him back from where it's finished. He doesn't have to have it replaced to where it was. It might be more awkward because the escape route down the left side of the table into the reds will leave one on. He's going to make him play from there. That's the other option. So he's going to have a go at the two cushion escape again, just to flick that red that's out on its own to the left of the bunch. It's amazing that it's, what, nearly 50 years ago, and it was Cliff Thorburn that introduced this escape route. Nobody had ever played this shot until the Canadian introduced it.
I think I may have put Jiahui back to where he was before, because there was a chance he could have over-adjusted and caught the red thick the next time. Left the cue ball down the end of the table, but this is still tricky.
Foul and a miss. Mark Allen 4. Free ball.
Well, the fact that Mark's taken so long over this leads me to believe he may have it replaced. I mean, you could play the green into this right corner pocket as a free ball.
Back.
Yeah. The fact that he didn't get down straight away told the story.
Just thinking, Stephen, if he comes off the side cushion and nestles into the reds, the left side of the tables where you look at it, he would leave that red that's away from the bunch, but it would be very, very awkward.
Sorry.
And it depends whether
More
the
that
black's
way?
available. You know.
Yeah, that was one of the other reasons why I thought Mark would have played, let Jiahui play it from the very first instance. Because, yeah, if he nestles into that pack
Looks
dead
bang
weight,
on to me. Looks good, yeah.
Mark's got to bridge over all the reds to
Just
pot
move it
that,
slightly to the right.
that one to the left corner.
Okay. Mark, thank you.
So don't over-adjust. Catch this thick. Yeah, brilliant.
Thanks, Mark. Foul and a miss. Jiahui 4. Yep.
Yeah, he needs a very thin snick on this shot because he doesn't want to send the white into the jaws of this right corner pocket if he catches the red on the thick side.
Can we check him, please?
Over to you, Jan Verhaas again.
It's this much to me, and that's it. The line is good.
Right, like a centimeter?
Not even.
Not even.
6 mil.
6 mil, there we go. I'm still working in inches. 6 mil. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Probably the best safety shot that Jiahui's played tonight. Absolutely perfect pace.
Thanks, Mark.
Needs to compete in this department, I think, if he's going to win. Mark Allen has got the best of him by far so far in this match when it comes to these exchanges.
Yeah, they've played each other on 3 occasions, and Mark Allen's won all 3. It was 4-1 in the Northern Ireland Open in 2021, and 5-4 in the Wuhan Open in 23. That was a close match, and then 4-1 again in the Welsh Open last year. Well, this season, even though it was last year. Oh, this is wonderful. Might have to just put a little trace on this. Trace aside, possibly. Or is he just okay? This is a terrific safety exchange from both players here. Always nice to see the century breaks flying in and the big breaks. One visit, but this is also quite enjoyable to watch. These are Stephen Hendry's favorite type of games. He loves these games, to Stephen.
He's just lost the cue ball a little bit there, Jiahui. So when you let your opponent, or someone like Mark Allen, get his hand on the table, he may find himself in trouble after this next shot. Again, the brown, behind the brown will be the target. Found the point as well. A shot to nothing. Nice little flick on the brown. Leaves it on to the green pocket. Stun the cue ball, take it down the right side of the table as we look. At least 3 reds I can see available to left corner.
Well, that wobbled a few times before it eventually dropped in.
5. Six.
Yeah, he's still okay as long as he avoids the brown and the yellow when he pots the blue. There's reds available into both corner pockets. Well, he's gone the other way because the green's slightly off its spot, but that's played to perfection.
11.
I think we'll see Mark Allen giving this frame full concentration, because if he takes it and leads 5-2, you wouldn't give Jiahui much of a chance. He'd have to win 4 frames in a row.
That's a very telling stat as far as I'm concerned in the match. It's the difference between the two players. Positional success, 93% for Mark Allen is very, very impressive. Very, very, very impressive control of the cue ball. His opponent down at 81%. At this level, you've got to master that cue ball.
17.
Not a straightforward chance to win the frame at this visit. You can see it's pretty congested around the black spot area.
$23.
I may be able to screw off one of these reds and pot in this one, screw the cue ball back up the table. Hoping to bring a couple of reds at least into play here.
24.
Just had the angle to hold for the pink there, but he's got the wrong angle on the pink to easily get back to his next red. So he's got quite a bit to do with the cue ball now.
Yeah, could be end of break here. He's made some shot to get on a red from this pink with the angle he's got. Great effort. Just trying to open those 2 reds that are below the pink.
30.
But as I said, it is end of break.
Mark Allen, 30.
mean, the choice of shot was okay. They're trying to bring the black into play, but you've got to make sure you get a good cue ball. He's put himself in trouble here. If Mark can play a little cannon onto the brown, so to speak, send the red up the table, he'll have him in a snooker. See, if he was to leave the white with the brown is, every chance he could snooker see Jiahui and all the reds. But he's looking at something else here. He might be able to take this pot on because there's a gap between the black and red. Well, he hit the black, but he caught the black, but wonderful cueing to knock that in. Not going to be easy to get into the reds, because if he gets on the blue, the pink's in the way of playing a cannon into them, so it's not straightforward, this. Has he got an angle on the pink? Yeah, there's a red will go into the left corner. There's two there near the black spot. I mean, he could run through and cannon them, but there is one available, so he may not have to do that. Yeah, there is one that's on for Mark here. Okay, he's ran it
10.
a little bit further than he intended, but in fact, there's a couple of the reds would have potted there, so he's okay for the moment.
11. $17. $18.
It's amazing the action he gets on it with that very light grip he has on the butt of the cue, but he definitely no problem with creating the power shots. Quick glance at the scoreboard. He just needs
24.
one more red, and he'll be just one frame away from a place in the quarter-final. There's that fairly loose grip there, as you can see.
$25. $27.
Doesn't
Mark
really
Allen, 27.
matter. See Jiahui looking at the scoreboard. He's coming back to the table, but barring snookers, he's going to need all four frames.
One.
has to pot this pink. He's had a look around
See Jiahui 1.
at the
frame
referee
completed,
and
frame
says
Mark Allen.
that's enough. And Mark Allen, he's now taken control of this match, and he's just one frame away from a place in the quarter-final.
5-2 in front.
Thank you, frame 8.
Does he clinch the next frame?
Mark Allen to break.
Well, a choice of 2 reds for Jiahui to be tempted by here. Both reds can obtain position on the black, but both are fraught with danger. Now at the point of this match where his next mistake could be his last. Oh, what a lucky boy.
Well, we've had a couple of century breaks, one from either player. The only thing we haven't had is a re-rack. Oh, if that's touching, it will help. Olivia Martel coming into, oh, not touching. Yeah, there's a little tiniest
Pick it
of
off,
gaps
please.
there.
Should be able to get the cue ball back up the bulk end of this red. But because he could only get to the right-hand side of the cue ball, he was imparting check side on it, and that killed the pace of it off the cushion.
Yeah, Mark can still take this cut on to the left corner. Little trace aside will stop him from canning into the reds and pink. When you play him with a little bit aside, makes the pot slightly more difficult. And that's what happens when you play with a lot of side. You're throwing the white offline. You've got to allow for it. Yeah, you could see how the white straightened up there with all that right-hand side on it. See, Jiahui's got to be a little bit careful with this one near the middle pocket, left side of the table. If he plays, well, it's the only red he can see. And if he gets a double kiss, he could put Mark Allen right in amongst them here. He's got to be careful with this. He's just looking to see if he left the white somewhere near there. Are the reds all covering each other into the right corner? I don't think so. So he's going to have to give this a little bit of thought here. If he gets a thin enough contact on this red, he would be okay. But there's a lot could go wrong with that shot. The white could wobble in the jaws of this pocket. He could double kiss the red. Well, he's trying to screw back into balk, so that means the red could finish anywhere. And it needs a good shot to get the white back into the safety zone. He's definitely got a problem here. See, if he leaves the white there, he's looking to see if everything's blocked into the corner pocket. You see, that's what, you see, they're all sort of covering each other. So if he left that red in the cushion, you see, he might leave that one. There's a gap there, so that's not straightforward. So may go back to that shot where he's got to raise the butt of the cue, and now he's going for the little thin one.
Foul on the miss. Mark Allen 4.
I'm sure there's a better choice. Thin off the one near
Easy
the
on for the
cushion.
brown.
Better than that. Just waiting on the nod from Jan Verhaas.
About quarter ball that way. Keep going, keep going. Oh, about quarter ball to me.
That quarter ball, I understand, what was it, 6 mil
Yeah.
the last time, Stephen? That's what you charge for an exhibition, isn't it? 6 mil?
Okay. Thanks, Jan. Foul and a miss. Mark Allen 4. You agree? Mark, you sure? If I have to call a miss again, you lose the frame.
Because he can see the red full ball, he's just been warned if he doesn't hit the red this time, he'll lose the frame and the match. Now, what happens if he gets down and miscues? Never seen that happen, but I've seen players lose frame and match with the miss rule. 3 misses and you lose the frame. That might be okay. He could be covering everything there, and even if a red goes, there's no easy colour to get on. Oh, that pots, but where's the cue ball going? So that's okay. think there's a gap through. Yeah, plenty of room there. But it's just all about what he can do with that cue ball. He's a natural cannon on a red, so he's, you know, coming back down the table. So he's got to be careful of that. He needs to get that white down at least towards the blue spot to leave himself on a color, a choice of colors.
One.
Good pot, but didn't want that little cannon. That black's just too sharp an angle to take it on for the middle.
I don't think he wants to leave the table, though. I think he's eyeing up this green. And he's looking at the path for the cue ball to get back up the table.
Jiahui, one.
Yeah, looks like he's got away with it again. I don't think that was an attempt at the pot there. That was just trying to get the cue ball in behind the yellows. A good effort. You just feel it. Jiahui, the minute one mistake away from losing this match. Needs to keep that concentration. This is a good looking shot though. Fabulous safety shot. Yeah, he needs more shots like that if he's going to get back into this match at 5-2 behind.
You know, I think he's just a fraction of having him snookered. I think he can just snick one of these reds. Yeah, there you see it. Yeah, this is pretty good. It's in the jaws of the pocket, so it's fairly safe. Is he going to get away with this? I think he might have. Everything seems to be covering each other again. In behind the yellow, possibly here. There is a gap down the left side of the table. He's just letting the referee have a look, just in case he was to make a foul and would have to be replaced. It's the sort of thing that they do these days. But there is a gap. pretty good from where he was.
You're a tough taskmaster, Dennis. Pretty good.
Well, I was just, when it eventually finished, I was going to say, excellent. He deserves a little sip of water after that shot.
Foul and a miss. See Jiahui 4. A millimetre back then? Yeah. Thank you. Foul and a miss. See Jiahui 4.
I think he'll get it right this time. He's had a couple of practice shots. He's trying to just hit the red, just get in behind it, I mean the cushion first.
What?
Here we go. Third time lucky.
Foul and a miss.
Let's have a look.
See
Is there
Jiahui 4.
anything available? See Jiahui is having a good look. There must be one that'll go into this right corner, but it's not an easy one. Let's just have a look as we come around to see. Yeah, that's the one that's potable.
One.
And that kiss will do very nicely. And that was the reason that Mark Allen was trying to get in behind the red to prevent leaving that pot. But that's a useful nudge on the green there.
Six. See Jiahui 6.
Did having the ball clean there just disturb his concentration somewhat? Because that is an absolute sitter. Looking at the angle, he can get back onto the black here, although the black will be tied up if he pots it. Yeah, no problem playing that. It's just when the black is re-spotted. The pink's out of commission at the moment. So he's just having a little look around the black spot area to see what it will look like when he pots the black.
I think he's just, that cue ball's just travelled 3 or 4 inches too far. I think he wanted to play on and off the left cushion, bring the cue ball back into the middle of the table. The 3 reds in a line all go to left corner. A little bit straighter in this black than he wanted. Trying to force it off 2 cushions. And I think when the black goes on its spot, he may not have a pot.
8.
Oh no, he's okay. He's okay. This red goes to the right corner. He can hold for the black. So if this goes in, a chance to win the match. And when he came to the table, everything looked awkward around the black spot, but just that one shot they played with the black off 2 cushions has just opened everything up. But he'll be disgusted with that one. Okay, he can still pot it, but he has to go up the table.
16.
And you want it to be staying for the black off this red. It's a tricky little shot, because he can't avoid contacting the red next to the one he's going to try and pot. This could go wrong.
$17.
A shake of the head tells me the pink. Does it pot? It does. I don't know what the shake of the head was for. Maybe it didn't play for the pink.
$23.
And all of a sudden, this is a wonderful chance because those reds are all available. Okay, there's a couple near the cushions, but there's another 5 reds that are easily available.
Yeah, I'd be very disappointed if he doesn't win the match at this visit.
29.
The balls are set. One thing all the best players in the world do is they don't stutter
30.
when it's a chance to get over the winning line.
$37. $38.
Just okay. Even if he's straight on the blue, he's got a red into the right corner pocket, so and he's pretty straight, as you can see from that angle.
$43. 44.
Yeah, I'm just looking down all the stats of the match. And it's he has dominated this match, Mark Allen. in
Thank you.
Every department. It's been a very professional job that he's done on his opponent.
51. $52.
He made that magnificent 111 break in frame 3, and then a 70 break to go to the mid-session interval, and a 94 break. It's a good solid performance, this. And his young opponent didn't do too much wrong, just a couple of wrong choices of shot that
59.
cost him 3 frames really, because Mark penalised him for that.
Yeah, there's no doubt
60.
Jiahui is a huge talent. Still a lot to learn to compete, I think, in this company. He's been outclassed, as I say, in every department tonight by his opponent. But the important thing is that you learn. We see another little delightful little shot.
65.
This is the one that'll get him into the quarterfinal if this red disappears.
66.
What a quarterfinal
73.
match we have. It's going to be a battle of the marks. Mark Selby will be playing Mark
74.
Allen. Whoa, that's going to be some game, I can tell you.
$79. 80.
I don't think it matters about the green. Jiahui comes forward to congratulate Mark Allen. A very clinical performance from the man from County Antrim. And he'll be delighted with his form. Sets up a terrific quarter-final against Mark Selby, but he's a comfortable winner in the end, winning 6 frames to 2.